Patch 15 just dropped for Darktide, and it contained a few completely unlisted changes for the Achlys Heavy Stubber on the Ogryn class. I will walk you through all of these changes now. That really transformed the weapon quite significantly into a much more effective counterpart to the Gorgonum Super Heavy Stubber. The middle child, Krurk Heavy Stubber, I don't really recommend using. Both the Gorgon with its high DPS output and the Achlys with a bunch of new features that I will show you in a minute are really the kings of this weapon family now. We'll start with the most obvious one. As soon as you swap to the weapon, you might notice, hey, that's pretty speedy. What's even speedier is how quickly you can deploy to braced mode after switching. And what's even more speedier is this. See that? You can start shooting so quickly now, right after swapping, that it basically skips most of the readying animation. And then, look at this. Wow, that's a fast reload. Some of you very observant viewers may notice that, hey, that's the reload animation for reloading a heavy stubber during point-blank barrage. Yeah, the Achlys reload speed is by default now so fast that it uses the sped-up animation, where the Ogryn very deftly removes the magazine and attaches a new one without fumbling around with it for a bit first. Another one, if you were noticing, if you were watching quite closely while I was firing the gun, it has a significantly reduced spread pattern compared to before. Still takes quite a while to kill flak armored targets at range, but you don't miss more than 2/3 of your shots anymore. If you look at the crosshair, you can see the spread tightens a bit while braced. It tightens even further while crouched. You can really, if need be, kind of snipe with this thing now. Look at the sniper. Let's go back a little bit. 35 meters, nice distance. Boom. And there he goes. The first few shots missed, but that's okay. You have plenty more in the chamber. Doesn't take a lot of time at all to take down a sniper at range anymore. So that's really nice. Let me see. Oh yeah, the next thing that they buffed. Another unlisted buff. So to be clear, all of these buffs were not mentioned in the patch notes at all. They're just not in there. They're not in there. I've brought this up to Fatshark, but I think they were simply missed while creating the notes. I assume that they will be added sometime soon, but for now, I have everything you need to know right here. Another change is movement speed while braced, and while firing while braced. This is pretty speedy movement speed for a heavy stubber. If we switch to the Gorgonum heavy stubber, so you have some comparison. This, look at this. I'm slow as molasses. I also hit like a truck. Nobody can still compare with the Gorgon when it comes to time to kill on flak units. The Achlys has significantly worse armor damage modifier with that armor type. But, oh, that takes a long time. And look at that. Look how slow I am. Look how slow I am. And now we go back to the newly buffed Achlys. There you are. This is how I recommend building it as well, by the way. Blaze away and overwhelming fire. Ditch charmed reload for now. It's really not worth the opportunity cost of losing the ability to stack 2 power blessings on top of each other. Which is insane for DPS against bigger targets, against groups of elites, and against bosses in particular. Look at this. That is a lot faster. In its deploy speed, in its movement speed, its killing speed, but you can very swiftly, you can be running around, you can be fighting a horde, and then, oh, quick swap, there's a sniper, boom, and he's dead, and go back to what you were doing. This is the only stubber you can really do this with now. So that gives the Achlys a cool niche of his own. It's definitely the lightest in all senses of the stubbers now. You could use it, think of it as a bit like an SMG, except well, it's still an LMG, but like a light machine gun, a light machine gun. Think of the Gorgon heavy stubber, the Gorgonum, the Gorgonzola even, as the heavy stubber, as Fatshark originally intended. But now the Achlys has a real use case. If you're looking for something that's more manageable, better handling, more mobile, this is the stubber for you. And you can effectively use it at range against enemy shooters now, which is nice. Alright, that's it. I think I've covered all of the changes to this gun now. So basically everything about it except the damage was buffed. If you want the heaviest hitting stubber, you should still stick with the Gorgon. Otherwise, this is a nice stubber for you. One more thing that changed that wasn't listed. I talked about this in my last video regarding the kickback. The minimum pellet count had been buffed in patch 14 to 16 pellets. So no matter where you are or how far away you shoot the target, it counts as if you're hitting them with 16 pellets. This was reduced, another unlisted changed, nerfed as it were, to 12. Which makes it harder to kill anything bigger than a horde unit out to infinite range. You can still, don't worry if you were using this to kill hordes as soon as they appeared. It still does that. It still does that. But it doesn't do the same thing to shooters anymore. And here we have a sniper. Let me walk away a little bit. If you ADS, hit him with the crit, he still doesn't die. So I think maybe you get the kill if you put unarmored or plus specialist perks on your gun or something like that, but it doesn't one-shot snipers with the crit anymore. I believe it used to do that. So that changed. Other than that, the gun still pulverizes groups of smaller enemies. So those of you who are happy using it as a naval cannon with grape shot against hordes, that still works. It just doesn't paste smaller enemies out to infinite ranges anymore. Those guys are already damaged. Look, I stay alive. So, I think that's it for the Ogryn. There were some other changes, but they were listed, like bleed doing less damage to Unyielding, and explosions being weaker against bosses. So both the batter talent, applying bleed on heavy attacks, and the rumbler explosions against bosses are doing less damage than before now. So we have been nerfed a little bit, but well, Ogryns was one of the strongest classes, so I think we can take those and still come out on top. Ogryns supremacy, boys. Abhumans for the win. All right, take it easy. See you in the next vid.